Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at a team in the Fantasy Cup featuring Galarian Stunfisk. So Galarian Stunfisk is a ground steel type Pokemon which got a double nerf a few seasons back, with Mudshot having its energy generation nerf as well as Rock Slide requiring I think it's like deals less damage, I think. Yeah, so yeah, it was a double nerf, but this season Rock Slide got nerfed back to its original stats, which makes it very good as a mid-level ground type, right? So as you can see here, Fantasy Cup is you're only able to use Steel, Fairy and Dragon types in Fantasy Cup, so Galarian Stunfisk is primed to take up one of those spots in your team to take down your opponent. So as you can see here, we have Galarian Stunfisk in the lead with Empoleon as our safe swap to draw out the Mud Slappers if possible, because generally speaking Mud Slappers is the biggest weakness of this team, and Mud Slappers in general are quite frail in nature, such as Excadrill or Alolan Duck Trio. So you have you have Empoleon there to draw them out, means that it will make it much easier for Dedenne to sweep in the end game, because Dedenne, besides not liking the ground type, does not have actually that many weaknesses other than that. So with that, let us get into the video. Now we are going to lead with the Galarian Stunfisk, because as you can see here, Galarian Stunfisk does have a good time versus the steel type Pokemon that you will see dominating teams generally. So as you can see here, even with Alolan Sandslash against a super effective Drill Run, we will be able to tank one, and we are going to bait first of all with a Rock Slide, which is fine by us because we know that we are going to be able to at least take one shield, if not both, from them. And we're just going to time our Earthquake right before they get to another charge move, whether that is Ice Punch or the Drill Run, and in this case we do get them out of the way. And in this case they do have a Turtonator, and we are going to get to a Hydro Cannon before they get to a Fire type charge move, in which case we are going to take their last shield. So as you can see here, they have Flamethrower, which is a bit suboptimal comparatively, because you generally want to use Overheat, because Overheat will have the additional firepower to take out the opponent. And as you can see here, we are able to catch the Earthquake on our Galarian Stunfisk, which means that our Empoleon can come back in and farm just a bit more before throwing the Hydro Cannon, making sure that we are almost the back-to-back, so that you are able to soften up the Turtonator with our Hydro Cannon before swapping into our Dedenne to hit the Parabolic Charge to seal the win. So in this instance, if it was an Overheat, the opponent would have been able to win it, but unfortunately because they only had Flamethrower, they would have required another charge move, which is fine by us because a win for us is always good. So in the second game, as you can see here, one of the worst enemies of this team, a Mud Slapper and a Shadow Mud Slapper at that, but as you can see here, Mudshot is chunking the Excadrill even though it does minuscule damage. And here they are going to come in with the Azumarill, and we are going to immediately go for the Parabolic Charge to get them low and to buff up our defense. And now we are going to try to farm up just a little bit extra, because we are going to try to bank one for the Excadrill. Excadrill, even though it is a ground type, it is very frail and most probably would not like to deal with any charge moves. So we are going to get to a Parabolic Charge before they might slap us down, and if they don't shield this, it will be massive for us. As you can see here, we are going to be able to double up with a Rock Slide to take their first shield, and they are going to try to take us down, and we are going to try to get their second shield out of the way. Are we able to do so? We are able to do so, which means now Empoleon will have a great time in the end game, because if the Mud Slap is in the lead, usually we will get them out of the way already for the game. And because they are already so far behind energy here on the Florges, we are able to Hydro Cannon them all the way down. I mean, their Metal Sound all the way down. And we are going to save the shield for the Excadrill because we know that it has a charge move, and with that we will win the game. So in this third matchup, it will be a little bit tricky because Turtonator is a fire type, but because Galarian Stunfisk is quite bulky, we will not be able to do that much damage. As you can see here, we will not be able to one-shot it with a Rock Slide because Turtonator in itself is also relatively bulky. But in this instance, Turtonator is running Flash Cannon for that Fairy type coverage, which is insane that we are able to shield that out of the way, because usually Turtonator will be running Overheat, and if I'm not mistaken, it has access to Brutal Swing, I think. Is it Brutal Swing or Dragon Claw, I think. So yeah, Flash Cannon, very insane indeed. And here we are going to be met with Salamence with access to Brutal Swing, I think, the one that it threw just now, or was it Fly? But it was quite, yeah, it was really shocking because this matchup has two fire type users in the back, and as you can see here, Mawile is going to be their third Pokemon, a Steel Fairy type Pokemon. And here, because we do have a shield, we are going to shield up the first one. Even though it is a power up punch, we still don't care as much because now we are able to preserve our health and go straight for the Parabolic Charge, buff our defense, and will most probably Thunder Shock all the way down if this Parabolic does not end them anyways. So yeah, and in this fourth game, we will be met with a Corviknight. This is one of the iffy matchups because all three of our Pokemon has a very good time against Corviknight. It's just that I wasn't exactly sure whether or not we should swap out or stay in. But in the end, we are going to bank some energy on the Galarian Stunfisk before swapping out, because energy on Galarian Stunfisk is especially crucial now compared to before because of the lack of energy generation, such as before. Because before, this one Mud Shot is 9 energy. But nowadays, Galarian Stunfisk Mud Shot only generates 8 energy per fast move, which is only one less, but in terms of the timing of charge moves, it does create a lot of problems if we do not have that energy. So having that energy on Galarian Stunfisk is very useful. So we are going to let this one go through, and hopefully we do get to another Hydro Cannon before they send attack us down, but we are not able to do so. And here they will have a Florges in the back, and we are going to immediately throw our charge move, hopefully take down the shield, and we're going to try to get another shield from them if possible, but it's just out of our grasp, and the Chilling Water does not get us out, and we are able to get to Earthquake, which means that we are able to get the second shield or do massive damage, which is what we want, because now Dedenne is going to be able to shield their charge move first. If the opponent just made a mistake here, they did have the Chilling Water, but they decided to try to bank it all the way out to Moonblast, which is fine by us because now we are able to throw the Parabolic Charge and seal the win. And here is another matchup against Excadrill, a non-Shadow instead. So it is a little bit more bulky, but still nonetheless it is going to cause us a few problems, because now, as you can see here, Rock Slide would not do as much damage, and Mud Shot is not chunking it down as much as we would like it. But we are going to try to get both shields if possible, and here they do not shield, and we are going to come in with our Empoleon to draw out the Dedenne, which is what we want to see. And we are going to try to get them all the way out, all the way down, right? And we are going to shield it. Now all shields are down. We are going to try to get them just enough where our Dedenne will be able to maybe threaten it with a Parabolic Charge, and from this range we are able to most probably take them out. And we are going to come in with our Galarian Stunfisk to like soften it up even more, which is fine. Now we are going to come in with our Dedenne. They are going to swap out into their the Excadrill, and we are going to be able to take them out with the Parabolic Charge. And the writing is on the wall for the opponent. Dedenne has already reset its defensive buffs, and now they have a Azumarill in the back, which means that we are able to run with this match. 2 Parabolic Charges will be enough for Dedenne. Dedenne is such a glass cannon though, but with Parabolic Charge boosting its defenses, it can stay longer and dish out that massive damage against the opponent. So now we are going to find a very interesting Pokemon which I think has some usage in this meta in the form of Shadow Latios. I believe this one is Latias. So yeah, Latios and Latias, both of them now has access to Aura Sphere, and this opponent has access to Miss Ball as well, if I'm mistaken. And Miss Ball is a move that will decrease your attack by 1 stage, which is truly massive because Miss Ball not only can decrease that attack stat but also dishes out a ton of damage, even though it is resisted by steel types, right? So as you can see here, we will be able to get to another Parabolic Charge and hopefully try to farm them all the way down. But at this point, we are just going to let it go and hopefully try to come back in with Galarian Stunfisk with a bit of energy to take them out. But because they swap into their Shadow Latias, we are going to throw the Earthquake to take them out. So at this moment in time, the opponent sees the writing on the wall and will concede the game. But this team is not going to give you all of the wins that you want in the world. There will be some matches where it is going to be a bit iffy, as in the case of this Altaria. Even though the back line does have a good play, some good play against Altaria, because it has Flamethrower, it is a bit iffy if you want to swap into Empoleon, because Empoleon is part steel type as well, so it will take neutral damage from that Flamethrower. And we are going to swap into our Empoleon to try and farm them all the way down. And with this Dragon Breath having so much energy generation, it is quite oppressive in the long run. And we are going to be met with a Shadow Empoleon against us. And now the opponent, because most of the time Shadow Pokemons do not have the ideal PvP IVs, so they will have certain like attack stats which will let you win the CAP tie, which means that for us it is going to be causing us a few issues down the road. And we are going to throw a Parabolic Charge immediately, hoping to take them out, and we are able to take them out. And they are in the back where they have a Galarian Stunfisk, which is very unfortunate because now we do not have our primary defense against the Galarian Stunfisk available anymore, and we are going to concede that game because the Dedenne just will not be able to do that much damage. Galarian Stunfisk though will give you a very nice time versus opposing Galarian Stunfisk, but we will not be having a nice time versus the Latias, because Latias with the Aura Sphere we are needing to swap out, but because they are able to throw a Miss Ball against us before that, they will be able to drop our attack. And as you can see here, 2 Parabolic Charges, which would normally take out the Latias, is not enough. And as you can see here, Miss Ball is going to do a lot of damage versus our Dedenne, and we are going to be taking them out, but at the price of them having one charge move head start, one fast move head start on their Empoleon. And here they will swap out into their Fire Fang Salamence, and the writing is on the wall already. Our Empoleon just does not have the bulk to withstand the Fire Fang damage and the Brutal Swing. And as you can see here, we are going to top left once again against the opponents. And in this final game, we are going to be met with a Shadow Scizor. Shadow Scizor is a fairly neutral matchup for us. All 3 of our Pokemon is able to deal with them fairly well, but because they swap into the Azumarill, we are going to swap into our Dedenne to ramp up our defense immediately. Of course, after the first one, we are going to shield it and overfarm just a bit before they get to a second charge move. just so that we can throw another parabolic charge versus their Scizor if it comes back in. But if they do have a ground type Pokemon, at least we do have a energy head start that we are able to get to a play rough if needed. But because they throw a Night Slash, it will be resisted, and we are able to throw another parabolic charge against them, and they will have to shield it up. And let's see whether we are able to get to another parabolic charge before they get to a charge move, and we do. And because they decided to be greedy, we are able to double up with our Galarian Stunfisk and throw the Rock Slide to take them out. So the opponent at this point, with their last Pokemon being Galarian Weezing, will have to leave the matchup, because at that point they just do not have the firepower. If they throw Overheat against the Galarian Stunfisk, our Empoleon will just come in to take out the Weezing with their debuff attack. And yeah, that is all for this video. As you can see there, Galarian Stunfisk doing a lot of work, especially in tandem with Dedenne. I think that's a solid core, especially when Galarian Stunfisk does not have that many weaknesses other than other ground steel type Pokemons and water type. And especially for the water type, Dedenne will have a pretty fun time to go against it, and they both can double up versus the flying types if needed. So let me know what you think about the Fantasy Cup. Is Galarian Stunfisk truly back, or is it just for this format? And with that, yeah, do drop a like and comment what you think about this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.